get torn up on Sneaky Pete or high on Thunderbird wine, I wind up hitching rides to Sausalito. One time, this preacher picked me up and took me over to Sally Stanford's club for a drink. Boy, it was really elegant. He had bad trouble, though. His wife was leaving him, his daughter was shacking with a married man, and his son was AWOL. I had him halfway talked into Zen when this vamp type came by and said, "Don't I know you from Chicago?" She lived on the hill and played Mabel Mercer records. And she also showed us her tattoo, a beetle flying over her navel. It was a great place. And she made damn good liverwurst sandwiches. Only she made the preacher say a blessing before we ate them. They were getting kind of friendly. So after a while I got the pitch and took off. I dig Sausalito. When I was a kid, I used to go sailing on the Red Boat. And there was this folk singer chick I was hung on who was getting alimony from her first husband. Between her alimony and my unemployment checks, we had enough bread for steaks twice a week. No use looking her up, though. She's AC/DC now. And those kind aren't so hot. Kranko's having a party at his pad on August Alley with genuine imported beatniks from Los Angeles and everything. Bring your own refreshments, as long as they wear leotards. It should be a gas. Get there early, though. Kranko knows everybody, including Frida, who strips at the drop of a penny, and Raffia the poet, who is not only an angry young man, but a dirty old man as well. I like Kranko. He has wheels. He once told the proprietor of the Renaissance he was Woody Guthrie. Had him selling tickets for a folk song concert. Oh, and another time he sold tickets for a reincarnation party for James Dean and Dylan Thomas. The cat's not commercial or anything. It's just that even that hole he lives in costs money. Anyway, he's having a party and you're invited. If you got any Leadbelly or Bird records, you don't have to bring any wine. Good evening. I like the way you wear your dress. Good evening. I like the way you smile. Good evening. I like your glassy look. Where's the wine? Where's the tea? Where are the earth people? Good evening. No, I've been away. San Quentin, class of 59. Good evening. And what do you carry in your basket? It's a crazy arrangement. His wife gets a house and car. He gets visiting hours with the chauffeur each week. No alimony, but a big fight over who gets custody of the poodles. Someone on the Chronicle said Robinson Jeffers is a beat. Are you ready? She teaches school, and you should see the kid she keeps after class. I think she goes for 16-year-olds because they never talk. Can you imagine one of them telling his old man how he passed algebra? No, baby. When I say tea, I mean orange pekoe and pekoe. But I tell you what, if you got any of those Mexican mushrooms, that's a kick I haven't tried. Baby, I don't turn on for anybody, not even you. But I'll tell you something. If you come home with me, you won't have to turn on. Oh, and wear the red dress. Nothing. I just dig the way it rides on you. Hello, Big John. Where's the mouse? You're kidding. Well, the last time she had him so bad they had to cut a fire trap through her blonde hair. Does she still mix kerosene with her peroxide? Steer clear of that chick. She's writing an expose called Beat Time USA, and she plans to sell it to MCA for a TV spectacular. They're already talking about June Allison and Charlton Heston starring in it, with Eric Nord doing the narration. You know, when the last article has been written, the last movie made, and the final rock and roll hit turned out about the Beat Generation, will they finally let us out of the cage? Elsa says to really get to know someone, you have to hold their head while they vomit. And Elsa said, when I told her I liked Eva Sitwell's facade, which one did she show you, my dear? No, I will not sign your petition. The last time I signed one of those things, I had the federal dick snooping around my pad for months. Go see Kranko. His paintings are on exhibit at the Spaghetti Factory, along with finger paintings by kindergarten students for a new edition of Leaves of Grass. Hey, let's Let's do something bizarre, like walk into Vesuvio's in our underwear smoking black cigarettes. Crazy? And we'll throw pennies at the tourists. I'd like to meet the rich lady with the wart. She looks like she could use a friend. So could I. I'm a tourist too. What do you say for kicks we hop in your Volkswagen and tear off for Watsonville? I mean, can you imagine a more out place for two in people? I got eyes for a little fresh air anywhere. Like, it's bar talk time, and this party's had it. I don't mind popcorn, or roller rinks, or clotheslines so much. It's cinemascope that drags me, and the funeral parlors in Vegas with the neon signs, and cigarette billboards, and people with two-car garages, and brakemen who knock you off the rods. But the night does not last long enough. If it did, I would tell you what I think about this life. Wanderers and whiny poets, and fat men calling themselves Big Daddy, and girls with black rings around their eyes. I would tell you that this conformity is no better than rows of houses all alike, and miles of TV antennas, and Ivy League suits on plain pipe racks. But I've learned that talking doesn't mean much when winter nights are short. You gotta take advantage of the few hours to find the love people, with or without the rings about their eyes. Tomorrow night it might rain, and nobody will go out. And I don't have a raincoat. We run because we have to run, because there is no other way. If you stand still too long, you might see your own reflection in a stagnant pool. Did you ever see a stationary hummingbird? They're ugly. Maybe we're running because we're trying to give the illusion that what we do is beautiful. Sometimes I feel like the frog who has just felt the freedom of his first swim, only to be held aloft by the freckle-faced kid with the bent fishing pole. This is what my friend Buddy says. And I add, sometimes I feel like the boy who learned everything, only to be stricken with amnesia. Later, baby. When the world stops turning, come back, and I'll give you all the answers. I don't know many of them myself now. It puzzles me when people go away after you give them everything you have and they assure you it's enough. And I don't know why people laugh at the girl with the twisted hand who plays a harmonica on street corners. Or why nobody else but Jimmy was sad when he had to put the cats to sleep. Yesterday, I saw two Chinese kids running down Kearney. One yelled after the other, "Last one down's a nigger, baby." I don't know about these things. I probably shouldn't even talk about them. Nobody else does. I try to be a good beatnik, but it's hard. I mean, like, I don't dig turtleneck sweaters, I can't grow a beard, and I catch cold in sandals. But I got a pad with a torn Picasso poster on the wall, and a dirty red tablecloth, and an autographed picture of Diane Varsi, and all the Lenny Bruce records. I even bought a book on Zen. And if you come home with me, I'll give you a cheese sandwich and wine in a cracked porcelain cup. Oh. This pad does not sit upon a high hill, rising to meet a metallic sky above Mount Tamalpais. It's just a house, a place where I go at night to be alone, or if I'm lucky, not alone. They call me the bird boy, because I chase the gulls about the beach all day, because I run not with a pack but by myself, because the women in my life all look like little birds. You see me around. I walk the beach collecting round stones and seashells. I carry them home to put in the shoebox with the cutout pictures from life and the Ginsberg poems somebody ruined by spilling coffee on them. I am unhappy unless I'm in love, and unhappy. You know me by the road map folded underneath my arm. And this house where I live is just a house, an aviary for the lonesome people. It's morning everywhere. In a rented room, that's a special time. The neon sign stops screaming at you. The laughter in the room above has gone to work. And the radio next door has been shut off. Only a far-off jackhammer tattoos in an alleyway. The jackhammer's my friend. He doesn't ask any questions. Like, can I borrow money, or will you help me steal eggs from the supermarket? He asks no favors except to go on hammering. Good morning, jackhammer. Stay well. Sometimes I can live a whole day without saying very much to anybody, not needing the algebra of words or the chemistry of people to make the world go for me. I sit outside and watch the cars go by and listen to the chattering birds and watch the little girl across the street watering the lawn. Then, along comes the good humor man with that Bellsville bit and spoils the whole day. Like, wow. It's Sunday. Nothing to do. Maybe I'll go to the place and make up poems from the sayings on the John walls. The last time I was there, some cat had carved Mickey Mouse as a fink on the toilet seat. Hope he didn't cut himself. If I can tear Marta away from the folk song kiddies, maybe we can wig at the cellar. Oh yeah, doesn't open till 4. Like, too late for the beach, too early for the bars. And the bells keep ringing all the time. The weekend was a bus. Everywhere soldiers, in a roadside tavern, in the theaters and depots, along the city streets. I even saw a soldier passed out in the park beside a statue of Thomas Jefferson. Monterey's a soldier town, with soldier talk and soldier ways, and only soldier faces everywhere. They line the bars and crowd the theaters, and fill the arcades to overflowing. Even St. Patrick's Church does a good business. And when the bar is closed, the arcade shut for the evening, and the church supper over, they all go away, hailing taxi cabs, journeying to late cafes or distant rooms, where rumpled uniforms fall to the floor, and friendly women do their part to make the evening end the way it should. Only the sailor, playing with himself in the arcade, is sad. No more dimes to see the smiling women. When I left them, I walked for a while. And it was early in the morning. And this big old water truck came by and sprayed the sidewalk and the gutter down. And the water smelled good. And the sun was just coming up above the few trees there are in our neighborhood, below Coit Tower. And through the fog it looked like an eclipse. Going to work were all the people I never see at night, including some waitresses in bandanas, and big men with paper bag lunches, and some kids finally came along who were going to school, one on a bicycle, and some dogs. And I went home and listened to the radio and made up haiku poems.